What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tru Element 78 in the building with
Your one and only reigning and defending Mondo Lucha Hall of Famer, the X-Man, Xavier Mustafa.
I am he who shall always be named the natural Chris Black.
and today is a special edition of the Saturday Night Slamcasters. We are here to provide our Impact Slammiversary and WWE The Horror Show at Extreme Rules predictions for you guys. And we're going to try to make this short and sweet. Also, for those of you who do not know, during pay-per-views, you can catch us on the Discord channel. It is free 99. Just search Saturday Night Slamcasters on your Discord, and you can listen in to us as we watch the pay-per-views along with you guys and are open to discussion with you guys. So be sure to check that out. Tru Element 78. I will not be on for the Slammiversary, but I will be on for the Extreme Rules. Maybe running a little late due to my 9 to 5, but I will be in there, and we can watch what could potentially be a train wreck live, but I definitely want to be on there for that Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins match because I'm sure that we're going to have a lot to say about that. Other than that, let's kick things off with Xavier Mustafa and his Impact Slammiversary predictions.
Alrighty, so one of the matches that's going to be up is a #1 contender match for the Knockout Championship. We got Rosemary versus, I'm going to butcher this name, Neva versus Madison Rain versus Susie versus Kira Hogan versus Tyra Valkyrie versus Tasha Steele versus Alicia Edwards versus Kylie Ray versus Kimberly versus Jessica Havoc, which I think is everybody but the two people that are in the women's title match later on. You would think they would probably go with Kaya Valkyrie again, but I think they're actually going to go with Susie on this one. And if you don't know who Susie is Su Young's, I don't want to say alter ego, but they did a thing with her on the last Impact where she went over, but she went over with Su Young's finisher. So it's kind of like, is she Susie or is she Su Young? Who knows, So I think they're going to do something with that. So that'll be my pick for that. Do any of you guys have any picks on any of these people?
Is this Su Young? Is this kind of like Bray Wyatt and the Fiend? Because I know Su Young's got that real out there gimmick.
That's kind of I think what they're doing.
So did WWE steal the idea? Because I think she was doing that first.
I mean, they stole the whole Knockouts division, so
well, true that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Depending on who wins the Jordan Grace Deonna Purrazzo match. I admit I don't really watch Impact like that, but I'm familiar with the talent. I'd like to see Jessica Havoc take on Jordan Grace.
So Havoc. What about you, Tru Element? Do you have a pick for this one?
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of damn people in this match. Knowing Impact, it'd just be Tyra Valkyrie because they just keep going back to that well. It's always Madison Rain or Tyra Valkyrie.
Yeah, I have no problem with that because Tyra Valkyrie is actually pretty good. She's entertaining. She looks like a monster just because she's so much bigger than all of the other women in Impact.
But I would actually like to see Kylie Ray, so I would probably pick Kylie Ray.
That's not a bad option as well. All right, then we got the Impact Tag Team Championship match. The North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander going against the unlikeliest of tag teams, Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan. I actually think they're going to put it on Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan. One, to give them something to do. Two, the North has held the tag team championships for a while. So I think it's time for them to relinquish that. And then they can eventually have the Ken Shamrock, Sami Callihan team implode, and then you'll get some matches out of that. So my pick for that one is Sami Callihan and Ken Shamrock.
Are they doing the like Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, where they're tag team partners, but they don't trust each other?
Correct.
Then yeah, I'll agree with you.
You actually had Sami Callihan on the last Impact telling the story about the frog and the scorpion.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's happening eventually.
I don't think they need to win the championships in order for them to implode. So I'm going to actually go with the North.
All right. The we got one of the matches that I'm looking forward to. We got Willie Mack, the Impact X Division champion, defending against Chris Bay. I want to see it on Chris Bay.
Yeah, Chris Bay is a hell of a talent. I'll go with Chris Bay as well.
Yeah, Chris Bay was going to be my pick as well. So.
Alrighty, then we got the Impact Knockouts Championship match: Jordan Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo. I think Jordan Grace. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. I would normally go with Jordan Grace, but I would like to see it on Deonna Purrazzo, just based off my prediction about Susie winning the Gauntlet match.
I'm gonna go with Deonna Purrazzo as well because, my pick was Kylie Ray, and I like to see Kylie Ray versus Deonna Purrazzo. I think that could be a good match.
I'm gonna stick with Jordan Grace to retain.
All right, next match up. I'm just kind of interested in it just because I like what they're doing with Moose here. We got the old school rules match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. The real world champion, Moose, defending the TNA Heavyweight Championship against Tommy Dreamer. I'm going to go with Moose on this one, of course.
I'm like, is this a joke? Tommy Dreamer's challenging Moose? Of course I'm going with Moose.
I'm going
against Moose for the most important, according to Moose, the most important heavyweight championship.
I'm going with Moose, but what is old school rules? That's my question. Does that mean no over the top rope?
Unsanctioned.
Yep.
Yeah, explain that.
I really can't. I just think they're just going to beat each other up. That's it. I don't think there's anything special about it. I don't know what the old school, do you get disqualified if you throw somebody over the top rope?
That's what I just said.
But then again, it's not sanctioned, so I don't think that really matters. So I don't know.
How can you have rules but it be unsanctioned? Well, these guys had a 6-sided ring, so they're known for doing things that
coming
are
soon to Legacy Pro. 6-sided ring.
Negative. So I got Moose. Who do you got? Tru Element?
I said Moose.
Moose? Who you got? Moose. Alrighty. Then we got, whoa, my computer just did something weird. Okay.
Oh yeah, these last two I'm interested because there's some blanks.
Alrighty. So then we got the Impact World Championship 4-way elimination match. You got Ace Austin versus Eddie Edwards versus Trey Miguel from the Rascals and Unknown. So if I have to pick from one of the three we know that it's in it, I have to go with Ace Austin. I think the way they've been building this guy, I think they're going to put it on him. However, whoever this Unknown character will be, they did tease everybody that used to work for WWE that no longer has a contract has been hinted. And I just have this gut feeling that it's going to be EC3. And I feel if it is EC3, I think he's the one that goes over because I think they push him. I think they put a rocket on him right away.
Well, they also said it's going to be a former world champion. So, yeah, it would have to be EC3 because nobody else.
Oh, see, they spoiled it then because I was thinking it could be Rusev. It could be Heath Slater.
But see, they did say that, but they haven't been saying that recently. So I think they're trying to retract that.
I know I'll be watching Twitch to see if Rusev hops on Twitch at all tomorrow. Unless they pre-record. Did they pre-record Slammiversary or is it supposed to be live?
No, I believe it's supposed to be live.
Okay. Then my prediction was EC3 showing up, and I think EC3 wins. And then I think you have a feud possibly between Eddie Edwards and EC3, and then Ace Austin to come back into the picture later on.
Do you think that EC3 would get some locker room heat, though, if he comes right in and takes the championship?
Nah.
I don't think so on Impact, because I think the Impact people are kind of like any type of publicity is good publicity for the company. I don't think they'll look at it negatively that way.
Is Mike Vick at your house, Chris Black?
No, someone just came in. That was my dog.
Sounded like he was dying. Yeah, so yeah, I'm picking whoever the mystery opponent is to actually win. So
Chris Black, who do you got?
I would go with EC3 if he comes in. But I mean, I don't know. Let's just say if EC3 comes in, has a good showing, but does not win, who amongst these three guys would you say could carry the title?
Yeah, I'll say my pick would be Ace Austin for that one, just the way they've been building him. Even though he will be a really, really small heavyweight champion,
Is he a face or a heel?
he'll.
Okay.
I would pick Eddie Edwards. I'll put it on Eddie Edwards, so you can have a talker.
And then other rumors is we're probably going to have some type of showing from the Aces and Eights. So we'll see. And that is Impact Wrestling
Well, you left one.
Slammiversary.
You forgot one.
Hold on. Let me throw something out at you real quick.
Hold on.
When they said it could be a former world champion, and you just brought up Aces and Eights, would they bring back Bully Ray?
Bully Ray was one of the people that was featured.
Okay.
So it is possible.
In which case, it will not be the mystery opponent winning.
Because they showed Bully Ray. They showed each member of the Good Brothers. Did they show Samoa Joe? No, not Joe.
No, Joe was on commentary. He wasn't released.
Kurt Angle, Eric Young.
Oh, it's gonna be Kurt Angle.
EC3.
It's gonna be Kurt Angle. He was faking being all locked up and stiff in WWE. He's gonna come back there and be the machine.
It's real. It's really real. Whatever his catchphrase was when he was over there.
But you did.
Oh, they also showed Sting too.
You did leave off one match, and that was the tag team open challenge. The Rascals taking on some mystery opponents.
Which will
that's definitely the Good Brothers.
In which they're going over.
Yeah, the Rascals lose whoever this tag team is.
I mean, because who else? What other tag team could be debuting?
That could be an skipping too.
What to say? FTR technically they don't have a contract, do they?
No, they're on a handshake deal with AEW.
Oh, so it's still okay. So it's still kind of exclusive, kind of.
No, they are not all elite.
Yeah, but you don't want to burn that bridge either.
Would it be burning that bridge?
I think it would.
They got to go where the money is and go around. It's not like it's for any titles. It's just exposure for them.
Well, they did say there was some tag teams that they want to wrestle like everywhere. So, but I don't know who that would be an Impact, to be honest, because they're not really strong in their tag team division. So, do they come for the North?
Well, they said they want to go after the North.
Rascals?
They said they want the North.
I think that'll be a good match.
But it'll be like kind of like them wrestling themselves. So actually, yeah, that would be pretty good though. Now that I think about it, because
the North is a little bigger.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the way they wrestle is more old school, and I think the North wrestles a little like it's kind of a hybrid, but it's more old school.
Right.
So actually, that would be pretty good.
That would be the match that makes Jim Cornette turn on Impact Television. All right, so moving on from Impact, let's get into the WWE horror show at Extreme Rules, and we're going to kick things off with a random match. I don't know why MVP is in this match and not Bobby Lashley, but I digress. Apollo Crews versus MVP for the brand new designed United States Championship. For those who don't know, Apollo Crews is the current United States champion, but MVP created a new belt that him and Bobby Lashley have been toting around all over television for the past several weeks. So MVP is going to be fighting, I guess, to hold on to his designed belt, I guess.
I am really torn on this because based on how they've been booking it, it would make sense for MVP to beat him and start toting around that new belt. However, I think if they take it from Apollo Crews, they have absolutely ruined this guy. But I will say if MVP wins, it's because he's going to get assisted by Cedric Alexander in a surprise heel turn. But I'm going with Apollo Crews to give my definitive answer. I'm going with Apollo Crews.
I don't foresee Apollo Crews turning heel. At least, well, no. I do see him turning heel. Let me take that back. But I see him and Cedric together turning heel. I don't think it will be a situation where Apollo Crews does or doesn't. And I don't know. Hold on. I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. I want them both to turn heel, him and Cedric Alexander, so they can do something different, because I'm tired of them both as baby faces, especially Apollo Crews, because he's lame. But that's what I want to happen out of it. I want Apollo Crews to go over, but I want something to happen, and him and Cedric Alexander join MVP and the new Nation of Domination.
I know that the dissension that MVP had been sowing was between Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. So I don't know why he would get involved in this match necessarily. So I'm going to go maybe with Apollo Crews retaining, with Cedric Alexander holding off Bobby Lashley, who maybe tries to interfere to help MVP win.
I just thought of something. So the whole, like you just said, there's a little bit of dissension between Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. And they've been, okay, you know how they always do the bait and switch. So they've been baiting us with a turn by Cedric Alexander. And Ricochet is like, dude, you're not even like, telling me about dude trying to cut you side deals. I think the story's going to be Ricochet might possibly turn, because that'll be the bait and switch. And then we can get Ricochet versus Cedric Alexander at SummerSlam, which would be a kick-ass match and a kick-ass feud.
And then release papers for Apollo Crews?
Well, no. Like, they're not fighting for the title. But the turn could be to help MVP get the title.
Why does Xavier Mustafa...
I'm not wishing that again, because I'd rather have Apollo Crews keep it, because if he loses it, there goes his momentum. But anyway.
Why does Xavier Mustafa always want to see black wrestlers fired?
I like black wrestlers. It's just a couple of them that I just don't care for.
Cancel Xavier Mustafa hashtag. Next, we got the match I'm most anticipating. Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match, where the goal of the match is to rip your opponent's eyeball out of its socket. Simpsons did it. No, I don't think anybody's losing this match.
Right. How does this match end? Like, literally, how does it end?
Remember when Alexa Bliss, when we found out she was double jointed? Like, what if we just find out that randomly, like, this is like a random talent that Seth Rollins has to pop his eyes out of his head?
Someone has a glass eye, we don't know about it.
I like what somebody, I think it was Salamonster, was talking about in, I think it was Friday the 13th 3D, when he squeezed the guy's head and the eyeball came out.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like, I could see, like, Vader doing something like that, but, oh, there we go, because, we've seen his eyeball being held in his hand.
If it wasn't for them firing Cain Velasquez, I would say Cain Velasquez gets involved and rips Seth Rollins' eye out of his socket. And from all the rumors, we know it's supposed to be, like, CGI effects. Hopefully they got the good CGI effects and not the same people that did the CGI effects on the 1995 Power Rangers movie.
Or Mortal Kombat, the whole reptile CGI.
So
or Kill Bill.
But whatever they do, you already know that it's gonna be the up close, zoomed in eyeball shot. It's not gonna be like some type of practical effect or something that they do. And
how does this work in the PG era?
Blood and guts.
If we have to pick a winner, though, I can't see Rey Mysterio winning. It's got to be Seth Rollins.
I would actually see, I would see Rey Mysterio losing, because I think you can get away with more stuff with Rey Mysterio having the mask than you can with Seth Rollins being clear-faced, I guess you should say, free-faced. So
are we going to get the inevitable Dominic heel turn?
I don't think you get it here.
Not here? Okay.
And also the fact Rey Mysterio is working on a handshake deal. I don't think that you get any like storyline that's gonna further Rey Mysterio necessarily in this feud. I think Rey Mysterio loses here, and I don't know if he ever tags with his son. I like what I heard. They were like, "Oh, Ray loses here, and then since he's on a handshake deal, he shows up at AEW next week with an eye patch."
And then takes that shit off. Like, this is a dumb idea by creative.
Selling the gimmick, brother.
All right, so next up we got Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's.
Oh wait, I didn't pick.
Like I said, next up we got Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Go ahead.
Nah, I got Rey Mysterio going over on this one. I know they want to bury him, but nah, he can't lose this one.
Next. So do you think Seth is just one-eyed for the rest of his WWE career then?
Yep, he has a weird eye patch. He's a pirate now.
Well, you know what? I think this is how they.
John Pierre Lafitte Jr.
I think this is how they. You know what? I'm gonna go back on mine. I think Rey Mysterio wins, and this is how you write Seth Rollins off of television so he can go spend time with Becky Lynch, because they were supposed to have gotten married after WrestleMania. They were supposed to take a break for like 3 or 4 months, and they stuck around.
Yeah, they already had the baby out of wedlock, so. You know.
Oh, and they did the I was reattached storyline.
Yeah. So I think this is how we get Seth Rollins off of television, which would really suck for WWE, and it would suck for everybody that's in his stable, even though AOP is injured. Austin Theory hasn't been seen on television, and so Buddy would be the last person left standing or whatever. So I guess Seth Rollins' little push with his little clique has been doomed from the beginning. So I guess you write him off of television, but then I don't know what you do with Buddy Murphy. So
sounds feasible.
All right. Next up, Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Bayley.
Bayley. Easily. And I don't even think Sasha even interferes in that match. I don't even think that Bayley even needs the help. I think it's clean. Next up, you got Asuka taking on Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship.
Asuka.
Sasha.
Something tells me that they're going to give all the belts to Bayley and Sasha.
I say Sasha.
I'm going with Sasha.
Nah, Asuka just got that belt.
Yeah, it was handed to her.
She won the Money in the Bank for it.
It was handed to her.
They're like, surprise!
I don't necessarily agree with Sasha and Bayley having all the women's titles, but this is WWE, so I can see them doing it. Because, I mean, think about it. I mean, they're not, unless you're in the title picture, you're not even spoken of really in the women's division. So why not have Bayley and Sasha Banks have all the belts and travel all the shows?
Well, I even think that they win, and then the next pay-per-view, they're like, hey, this is when they use that that random rule that they like to pop out every now and again. Hey, you guys got to defend those belts those tag team belts every 60 days, or you got to forfeit them. So the next pay-per-view, you guys got to defend those belts, plus you got to defend your women's championships.
And you know who they defended against?
You're going to say the Iconics. Fuck you.
The Iconics.
So, did we all say Sasha?
No, I said Asuka.
Contrarian. Next up, Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. It goes down in the DMs. Drew McIntyre easily defeats Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Oh, but
I second that.
But there is a stipulation that Dolph Ziggler says he's not going to announce until bell time. And it's Extreme Rules, so that leaves us with it being a chairs match. I think we're gonna have a tables match added to the card. It leaves us with a TLC match, or I like what I heard somebody else say. I can't remember which show it was, but they said maybe they do what Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler did to Edge, where he couldn't use a spear. So maybe he's like, "Hey, you're not allowed to use the Claymore. You're disqualified and forfeit the title."
Which would give the match a story because as of right now, like who gives a shit about Dolph Ziggler?
And Dolph Ziggler was on the bump bragging about how his stipulation was going to be a stipulation that you hadn't seen before, which,
But we've seen that one.
well, technically you haven't, because that was the stipulation was you're not allowed to use the spear. This would be you're not allowed to use the claymore. Technicality on language.
I was thinking, and not like they'd actually be this creative. If I was Dolph Ziggler, I'd say you'd have to wrestle me with one hand tied behind your back. But that's just me.
So, what do you guys think the stipulation would be?
I'm not even gonna speculate on that. I have no idea. I do like the idea of something like you guys both said, that you can't use a move or one hand tied behind your back. I would really like to see it's a blindfold match, but Dolph Ziggler has the blindfold with the eyes cut out.
Looking like the Lone Ranger.
Oh, I got it. They're bringing back the Punjabi prison match.
Yeah. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Punjabi cage above. Just don't pay no attention to it.
Honestly, I don't think this is a storyline. I think they have no idea what they're gonna fucking do on Sunday, so they just said, "Okay, we'll announce it the day of."
There's gonna be a Kennel from Hell match in the Performance Center. Oh, what did it say? We're gonna have an X Division match.
Right, the Ultimate X.
Yeah, Ultimate X match.
Maybe they do a Big E and AJ Lee on a pole match.
But
that wouldn't make any sense for Drew McIntyre though.
Heath Slater on a pole match. If Drew McIntyre wins, he gets his job back.
He should actually be the referee.
What if that's a stipulation? A special guest referee?
Well, Dolph Ziggler attacked Heath Slater after that match, so that wouldn't make any sense. Remember?
Well, it doesn't say that to be him, but
yes, they bring back your boy then, the modern day Maharaja, as the special guest referee.
Oh God, he'll be shits at that too.
Whoa. Simmer down now. I will not let you defame the greatest heavyweight champion of the modern era. All right.
Oh my God, you're gonna stop defending him one day. You're gonna eyes are gonna be open. You're gonna finally realize this guy's the shits.
All right, Drew McIntyre wins.
Got more heat than him.
I think we all agree Drew McIntyre goes over. So no matter what the stipulation is. Next up, we got the cinematic match of the night, which is going to be Braun Strowman taking on Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt swamp fight. Not just a regular swamp fight, but a Wyatt swamp fight.
Is it because you can't do the house because Randy Orton burned it down?
Yeah, he also burnt down his oh no, he burned down the house. Yeah, he didn't burn down the swamp.
That's if they do it in continuity. You know, WWE don't do continuity.
Well, see, Seth burned down the fun house, even though it was back right afterwards. And then Randy Orton burned down the Wyatt family house. So I'm assuming this swamp is probably outside of the burnt remains of the family house.
So, I hate to steal someone else's prediction, but I'm gonna actually have to agree with Solid Monster because he made the most sense. He says Braun Strowman's gonna go over because Braun has beaten Firefly Funhouse Bray. He's gonna defeat the evil cult leader Bray, and that's the only way he's gonna bust out the Fiend because he's got nothing left for SummerSlam.
But he can't beat the Fiend, so I'm picking the Fiend.
Well, the Fiend is
nobody picks the Fiend except everybody.
The Fiend isn't in this match. The Fiend isn't.
I expect Braun to go over, unfortunately.
Here's what I see happening, and this is also based off of something Solid Monster said, because I just want to see it happen if they're going to do this cinematic thing. But I'm going to add my own little spin to what he said, because he talked about Jason Voorhees coming out of the water, rising up out of the water. And I think you get that shot with the Fiend rising up out of the water. But I think what you get, because what Bray said in the Funhouse is that he learned how to resurrect the dead and that he brought back classic Bray if this was a video game. So I think that what happens is a swamp fight. We don't know what the rules are, even if there's even going to be a ring out there. So what I see happening is them stealing from Matt Hardy, where it's the Lake of Reincarnation, but it's the Swamp of Reincarnation, and possibly, and it one of two things is going to happen. Braun is going to go out there into that water, and he's going to emerge as 2016 Braun Strowman with the mask and everything, or he's going to go out there in the water and he's going to drown this version of Bray Wyatt, and that's how he's going to win the match. He's going to kill off this version of Bray Wyatt, and then he's going to start walking out of the water, and then they're going to have the shot of the Fiend emerging from the swamp and attacking Braun Strowman, and that's how we're going to go off of the air. Basically like what they did with Seth Rollins, where he was spitting up blood at the end. We're going to go off the air with Braun Strowman spitting up blood after this match.
The Lake of Reincarnation, delightful, as Matt Hardy would say. I still see Bray going over. Get that belt off of dude. I don't care about dude. I didn't even remember he was champion a couple of weeks ago when we did a show.
I agree that they need to get the belt off of Strowman, but I don't think now's the time.
You know what? I don't think that Braun's been a bad champion. It's just that we're in a time of COVID and there's no star power on SmackDown. There's AJ and Matt Riddle, and they're in a feud against each other.
Give it back to Kof.
Well, actually, that's the match that I'm thinking is going to be a bonus match, so we'll make a prediction for that. I think you're going to have Nakamura and Cesaro taking on the New Day in a tables match. So if that happens, who do you have?
If that happens, New Day's going over. No point in them losing to a random tag team.
Same here. New Day.
Are they a random tag team? Wasn't that the tag team when it was when they had Sami Zayn with them?
It's more of a stable, so they're just kind of like tag team partners by default.
Well, it wasn't.
I still consider them a random tag team.
Okay. Well, that has been you guys' Impact Slammiversary and WWE The Horror Show at Extreme Rules predictions. You guys want to go ahead and give out your social medias?
You can catch me at Xavier Mustafa on Facebook and Twitter. You can catch my solo podcast at XM Cinema. And you can catch me on social medias with that at XM Cinema on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Any movie reviews up yet?
Some are coming, actually. When this goes up, there should be some of that up, too. Hopefully.
And you can catch me at The Natural Chris Black on Instagram and Facebook, and on Twitter at _natural_CB. You should go over and check out my YouTube channel, The Natural Chris Black. I have all of my reviews of the New Japan Cup up. I will post Dominion probably by the end of the weekend. Sorry it's late, but like Keith Slater, I got kids, so I don't have a lot of free time. But I'm getting that one out. Dominion, getting that out by the end of the weekend. All the rest of the tournament is online now and available.
All right, and like I said before, be sure to check us out over there on Discord. Xavier Mustafa will likely be live in the Discord chat talking about Impact and the Slammiversary pay-per-view. I don't know if Chris Black will be able to join that. Then Sunday, like I said, you can catch all of us on for the WWE Horror Show at Extreme Rules. I'll be running a little bit late, but I'll be popping my head in there. And you guys will get to chat with us. We can talk about the pay-per-view. It's still the time of COVID, so everybody make sure you're wearing a mask. Stay safe. Also, you can follow me at Slamcaster TE78 over on Twitter. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Saturday Night Slamcasters. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a thumbs up. If you're listening to this, you're already here on YouTube, so subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment. Also, be sure to check out our podcast wherever you get your podcast from. We're everywhere, so just search Saturday Night Slamcasters. Also, give us a like over there on the Facebook page. Other than that, we up out of here. Holla at your boys. Come get slammed. Peace.